Welcome to HD Coins World. Today, we're diving into the 5 rarest and most valuable Monticello Jefferson Nickels, coins so elusive and extraordinary that collectors have paid unbelievable amounts to own them. Could you be holding one of these hidden gems in your collection? Stay with me as we uncover the history, key details, and shocking values of these incredible nickels. Let's start. Number 1. The 1939 Jefferson Nickel, a simple 5-cent coin, might just be one of the biggest surprises in the world of rare coins. What if I told you that one of these nickels could be worth an absolute fortune today? Some have sold for astonishing amounts, reaching well into the 6-figure range. But what makes this particular year so special? Let's dive into the fascinating history, key factors affecting value, and how you can identify a potential hidden gem in your own collection. The Jefferson Nickel first appeared in 1938, replacing the long-running Buffalo nickel. Designed by Felix Schlag, the coin features a bold portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and an image of his Virginia home, Monticello, on the reverse. While the design remained largely unchanged for decades, earlier nickels, especially from 1939, contains some ultra-rare varieties that collectors go crazy for. What makes a 1939 Jefferson Nickel valuable? Several factors play a role, but the biggest one is rarity. The 1939 nickel was minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. While the standard versions are common, certain variations from this year are anything but. Some of the most sought-after varieties include the 1939D reverse of 1940 and the elusive 1939 doubled Monticello, where the lettering on the reverse appears double due to a striking error at the mint. Another key factor in value is condition. Coins that have survived in nearly flawless shape, with no heavy wear or damage, can fetch enormous sums at auction. Collectors and grading services use a scale called the Sheldon grading system, ranging from Pur 1 to mint state 70. The higher the grade, the higher the value, especially for rare varieties. But what about record-breaking sales? Some of the highest-priced Jefferson Nickels ever sold include mint state and proof versions of the 1939 series. One in nearly perfect condition, graded MS-68, stunned the coin-collecting world when it crossed the auction block for an unbelievable amount. Other high-grade examples of this ultra-rare nickel have also commanded jaw-dropping figures, proving that even a 5-cent coin can turn into a small fortune. So, how can you identify a valuable 1939 Jefferson nickel? First, check for any doubling on the Monticello lettering. If you notice a strong doubling effect, you could be holding an era variety worth serious money. Next, check the mint mark. If you have a 1939D reverse of 1940, you're looking at an incredibly rare coin. Lastly, the overall condition of the coin is crucial. Look for sharp details, smooth surfaces, and minimal wear. If you're interested in collecting Jefferson Nickels, there are plenty of resources available. Coin grading services like PCGS and NGC can authenticate and grade your coins, giving you a better idea of their true value. Coin shows, auctions, and online marketplaces are great places to buy, sell, and trade, while coin collecting forums and books offer valuable insights from seasoned collectors. Now, for the big question, just how much can a 1939 ultra-rare Monticello Jefferson Nickel be worth? Some of these incredible coins have sold for $16,200 to $125,000 and even more at auctions. If you ever come across one in high-grade condition, you might just be holding a fortune in your hands. What do you think? Do you have a rare Jefferson Nickel in your collection? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more incredible discoveries in the world of rare coins. Number 2. The 1943 Jefferson Nickel might look like just another 5-cent coin, but it holds a secret that makes it one of the most fascinating and valuable coins in U.S. history. What if I told you that some of these nickels have sold for tens of thousands of dollars? In this video, we'll uncover why the 1943 Jefferson Nickel is so unique, what makes it worth a fortune, and how you can spot one that might be hiding in your collection. The the Jefferson Nickel was introduced in 1938, replacing the beloved Buffalo nickel. Designed by Felix Schlag, the coin features a portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the front and an image of his Virginia home, Monticello, on the back. But something unusual happened during World War II that changed the way these nickels were made, and that's what makes the 1943 edition so special. During the war, nickel was a critical metal used for military production, so the U.S. Mint had to find an alternative. From 1942 to 1945, Jefferson nickels were struck using a special silver alloy, 35% silver, to be exact. This means that the 1943 Jefferson nickel isn't just rare, it also contains real silver, making it highly desirable to collectors. But not all 1943 Jefferson nickels are the same. Some have rare errors and varieties that make them worth a small fortune. One of the most famous is the 1943 P doubled I nickel, where Jefferson's I appears doubled due to a striking mistake. Another rare variety is the 1943/2P overdate, where a faint 2 can be seen underneath the 3 in the date, caused by a die overstrike. These errors were accidental, but today, they command incredibly high prices in the collector's market. When it comes to value, condition is everything. The best way to determine a coin's worth is through professional grading. Coins that have been preserved in near-perfect condition, showing full details, strong luster, and no major scratches, are the ones that fetch the highest prices. A well-worn 1943 nickel might be worth a few dollars, but a mint-condition example with a rare variety? That's where things get exciting. Speaking of exciting, let's talk about the most expensive 1943 Jefferson nickels ever sold. High-grade versions of this coin have reached jaw-dropping prices at auction. One particularly rare specimen in pristine condition was sold for an unbelievable sum, setting a record that stunned the numismatic world. So, how can you identify a valuable 1943 Jefferson nickel? First, check the mint mark. Wartime silver nickels have a large mint mark above Monticello on the reverse side. This is a key indicator of a real silver version. Next, look for doubling in the lettering or Jefferson's I, as well as the overdate error. And finally, check the overall condition of the coin. The cleaner and sharper it looks, the higher the potential value. If you're interested in collecting Jefferson nickels, there are plenty of resources to help. Professional grading services like PCGS and NGC can authenticate and grade your coins, giving you an official value. You can also visit coin shows, join collector forums, or check out auctions to learn more and maybe even find a hidden treasure. Now, for the big question, just how much can a rare 1943 Jefferson nickel be worth? Some of these ultra-rare pieces have sold for $8,200 to $98,000 and even more at auction. That's an unbelievable price for a 5-cent coin. Do you have any 1943 Jefferson nickels in your collection? If so, take a closer look. You might be holding a hidden fortune. Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more rare coin discoveries. Number 3. The 1952 Jefferson Nickel, a simple 5-cent coin, might just be one of the most surprising treasures in U.S. coinage history. While millions were minted, only a handful are considered ultra-rare, and some have sold for staggering amounts at auction. What makes this particular nickel so special? Could you be holding one worth thousands without even realizing it? Let's dive into the history, key factors affecting value, and how to spot one of these valuable nickels. The Jefferson nickel was first introduced in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel. Designed by Felix Schlag, this coin has remained a staple of American currency for decades. Its obverse features a portrait of Thomas Jefferson, while the reverse showcases Monticello, his Virginia home. Unlike wartime nickels that contain silver, the 1952 edition was made from the standard copper-nickel alloy. However, what sets certain 1952 nickels apart is a combination of rare mint errors, low mintage varieties, and exceptional preservation. One major factor that determines a 1952 Jefferson nickel's value is its mint mark. This coin was produced at 3 different U.S. mint facilities: Philadelphia, no mint mark, Denver, D, and San Francisco, S. Among these, the 1952S is considered the most sought after due to its lower mintage. However, rarity doesn't stop there. Collectors also search for unique varieties such as full steps, doubling errors, and misstrikes, which significantly increase a coin's value. The full steps designation is one of the most important grading features for Jefferson Nickels. It refers to the number of visible steps on Monticello. Coins with at least 5 or 6 full, uninterrupted steps are incredibly rare because most nickels from this era were struck with weak details. A 1952 nickel with full steps in high-grade condition can fetch an astonishing price. But let's talk about some of the most expensive 1952 Jefferson Nickels ever sold. High-grade specimens have gone for unbelievable amounts, especially those with full steps, unique die varieties, or mint errors. A coin with sharp details and a nearly flawless surface can command a price that most collectors wouldn't believe possible for a nickel. So, how do you identify a valuable 1952 Jefferson nickel? Start by checking for the mint mark on the reverse side. If you have a 1952S, you already have a key date coin. Next, inspect Monticello steps. If you can see 5 or 6 full steps, you could be looking at a very valuable piece. Lastly, look for any striking errors, such as doubling on the lettering or Jefferson's face, as these rare varieties can drive up the value even further. For those interested in collecting Jefferson Nickels, there are several great resources available. Professional grading services like PCGS and NGC can authenticate and grade your coin, ensuring you know exactly what it's worth. Coin shows, auctions, and online collector communities are also great places to learn more and trade with other enthusiasts. Now, for the big reveal, just how much can a rare 1952 Jefferson nickel be worth? Some of these ultra-rare nickels have sold for $5,200 to $65,000 and even more at auction. That's an incredible return for a simple 5-cent piece. Do you have a 1952 Jefferson nickel in your collection? Take a closer look. You might just be holding a fortune in your hands. Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more incredible coin discoveries. Number 4. The 1957 Jefferson Nickel. Just another 5-cent coin, right? Well, not quite. While millions were minted, only a handful have become ultra-rare treasures, commanding astonishing prices at auctions. Some collectors have paid thousands for a single nickel, and today, we're diving deep into what makes the 1957 Jefferson Nickel so special, how you can identify a valuable one, and why this coin is more than just spare change. The Jefferson Nickel has been a staple of U.S. coinage since 1938, when it replaced the Buffalo nickel. Designed by Felix Schlag, it features a striking portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and a detailed image of Monticello, his Virginia estate, on the reverse. While the design remained consistent over the years, certain additions, like the 1957 Jefferson Nickel, stand out due to rare minting errors, condition rarity, and collector demand. A key factor that affects the value of any Jefferson Nickel is its mint mark. The 1957 nickel was struck at 2 different mints, Philadelphia, no mint mark, and Denver, D. While both versions are widely available, what makes some of these coins exceptionally valuable is their condition and rare varieties. Coins struck with full details, particularly on Monticello steps, are highly sought after and can sell for thousands. One of the biggest indicators of value is the full steps designation. This term refers to the steps on Monticello being fully visible and sharply struck. Because most Jefferson nickels were struck with weak details, finding a 1957 nickel with complete, well-defined steps is incredibly rare. Collectors are willing to pay premium prices for these pristine examples. Another factor that drives value is mint errors and die varieties. Some 1957 Jefferson nickels feature doubling on Jefferson's eye, the letters in Liberty, or even an off-center strike. Other rare varieties include misaligned dies and repunched mint marks, all of which increase a coin's desirability among collectors. Now, let's talk about some of the most expensive 1957 Jefferson Nickels ever sold. While an average circulated 1957 nickel might only be worth face value, high-grade specimens with full steps or rare errors have fetched unbelievable amounts. At auctions, collectors have competed for these rare finds, pushing prices to levels that few would expect for a 5-cent coin. If you think you might have a valuable 1957 Jefferson nickel, here's how to check. First, look at the reverse side of the coin. Inspect the steps of Monticello. If you can clearly count at least 5 full steps, you could be looking at a rare find. Next, examine the coin for any doubling in the lettering or Jefferson's profile. Lastly, pay close attention to the overall condition. Coins with sharp details, original luster, and no heavy scratches will always command higher prices. For those looking to get into collecting Jefferson Nickels, there are plenty of resources to help. Coin grading services like PCGS and NGC can authenticate and professionally grade your coin, giving it an official value. Attending coin shows, participating in online collector forums, and keeping an eye on auctions are great ways to stay informed and even discover hidden treasures. Now, for the part everyone has been waiting for, just how much can a rare 1957 Jefferson nickel be worth? Some of these ultra-rare coins have sold for $4,200 to $57,000 and even more at auction. That's an incredible price for a 5-cent piece. Do you have a 1957 Jefferson nickel in your collection? If so, take a closer look, it might just be a hidden gem. Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more incredible coin discoveries. Number 5. The 1964 Jefferson Nickel, just a common 5-cent piece, right? Well, not exactly. While billions of these nickels were minted, a select few have turned into ultra-rare treasures, commanding jaw-dropping prices at auctions. Some collectors have paid tens of thousands of dollars for a single 1964 nickel, making it one of the most sought-after coins in modern numismatics. Could you have one hiding in your collection? Let's explore the fascinating history, key factors that influence value, and how to identify one of these rare and valuable nickels. The Jefferson nickel was first introduced in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel. Designed by Felix Schlag, this iconic coin features a portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and his Virginia home, Monticello, on the reverse. While the design remained largely unchanged for decades, the 1964 nickel holds a special place in U.S. coinage history. This was the last year nickels featured a mint mark on the reverse before the mint temporarily removed mint marks from 1965 to 1967. It was also a year of massive production, as the U.S. government was preparing for the coin shortage caused by rising silver prices. Despite the high mintage, certain 1964 Jefferson nickels stand out due to their rarity. The first key factor affecting a 1964 nickel's value is the mint mark. These coins were struck at 2 locations, the Philadelphia Mint, no mint mark, and the Denver Mint, D. While both versions are common in circulated condition, high-grade specimens, particularly those with full steps details on Monticello, are exceptionally rare and valuable. One of the most critical grading factors for Jefferson nickels is the full steps designation. This refers to the steps on Monticello being fully struck and clearly visible. Most 1964 nickels were struck with worn dies, resulting in weak details. Finding one with sharp, uninterrupted steps is extremely rare, making these coins highly desirable among collectors. Another important factor is mint errors and die varieties. Some of the most valuable 1964 Jefferson nickels feature doubling in the lettering, Jefferson's I, or the date. Others display repunched mint marks, die cracks, or even off-center strikes. These errors can significantly increase a coin's value, especially when combined with high-grade preservation. Now, let's talk about some of the most expensive 1964 Jefferson nickels ever sold. While an average circulated 1964 nickel is worth only face value, high-grade specimens with full steps or unique mint errors have shattered expectations at auctions. Collectors have spent thousands, even tens of thousands, on these rare finds, proving that not all nickels are created equal. So, how do you identify a valuable 1964 Jefferson nickel? Start by inspecting the reverse side of the coin. If you can clearly count 5 or 6 full steps on Monticello, you could be holding a rare and valuable piece. Next, examine the coin for any doubling in the letters or on Jefferson's face. If you notice a repunched mint mark or an unusual strike, it could be worth a closer look. Finally, overall condition matters. Coins with strong luster, sharp details, and minimal contact marks will always fetch higher prices. For those interested in collecting Jefferson nickels, there are many great resources available. Coin grading services like PCGS and NGC can professionally authenticate and grade your coin, ensuring you know its true market value. Coin shows, auctions, and online collector communities are also excellent places to learn more, trade, and discover rare pieces. Now, for the moment you've been waiting for, just how much can a rare 1964 Jefferson nickel be worth? Some of these ultra-rare nickels have sold for $8,700 to $60,000 and even more at auction. That's a life-changing amount for a 5-cent coin. Do you have a 1964 Jefferson nickel in your collection? Take a close look, it could be worth a fortune. Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more incredible coin discoveries.